Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Henry Ford College, Macomb Community College, and Oakland Community College for our Juneteenth celebration. My colleagues, Tracy and Tiffany, and myself would like to welcome all of you and thank you for being here today. Now, I would like to introduce Oakland Community College's Chancellor, Peter Provenzano, to provide today's welcome.
Understanding the experiences of African Americans and their impact on America is crucial for a complete understanding of our country's past, present, and future. In particular, understanding the history of slavery in America is vital to comprehending the country's past, as well as its ongoing struggles with race and inequality. Juneteenth is a reminder of those struggles and triumphs of our African American community and their fight for freedom, equality, and justice. And it serves as a time to reflect on our past and acknowledge the injustices committed against Black people in America. It's also a time to celebrate the progress we've made and to recognize the infinite contributions of African Americans to the fabric of our nation. But Juneteenth is not just a celebration for African Americans. It is a celebration for all Americans because it marks a turning point in our nation's history. It's a reminder of the need for all of us to stand up for the rights of every individual, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or background.
Macomb is just so pleased to be able to join our partners and friends today at Henry Ford College and Oakland Community College for this very important event. It's my honor to introduce our speaker today, Mama Dojatu. For those of you not familiar with Mama Dojatu, she's a storyteller, a griot who weaves stories together like an acronoid spins a web. Her stories are about African American history, slavery, Juneteenth, and freedom. Folk tales, the Harlem Renaissance area, true life stories about trust, character, hope, and perseverance. She really tries to provide inspiration with religious and uplifting stories. A clever, engaging storyteller whose tales are so vivid and colorful and with such animation that you're sure to be enlightened today.
In 1863, during the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln signed and issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, which delivered more than 3 million enslaved people living in the Confederate States to be free. It was 2 years before the news reached those living in Galveston to learn about the Emancipation Proclamation. Why did it take so long? What was the problem? Was it because Galveston was an island? It was not until Union soldiers arrived in Galveston on June 19, 1865, that the enslaved finally learned that slavery had been abolished, and they began celebrating with prayer, feasting, song, and dance. We call her the grandmother of Juneteenth. Here you see Oprah Lee leading the march to the courthouse. Look at this woman. She's 94, full of spunk and energy, leading the march. Her spirit signifies the importance of such a monumental event. Go, Granny, go! Here is a picture of the very first celebration. And now we have celebrations all over with huge parades in cities and towns. How do you greet people on Juneteenth? Happy Juneteenth Day!
I would ask you to use a holiday like this to be curious about people and things and histories that you do not know about or are not part of your own history. And it's not lost on me that we're celebrating Juneteenth as a history and a difficult reckoning with our national problem and struggle with racial injustice. And specifically related to one race. That is not my race. But I'm here to tell you that these institutions that you're in as a student or as an employee can be part of the solution going forward to make us a better country through celebrations like this and all of the other various wonderful, diverse communities and peoples and religions and cultures that we serve. And the first step is simply to identify those that you don't understand and that you're not from. And be curious enough to ask someone like Mama Dejatu or anyone else of any other culture to explain the history of their background, and truly be curious to learn about and understand their lived experience. So what I'll ask you to do is to go about your day and think about the history of this wonderful holiday, its celebration, and its historical reckoning. And then also go forward and be curious about people and things and ideas and cultures and religions and places that are not like yours. And if you'd like to talk with any of us about that, everyone here at Henry Ford College or Macomb Community College or Oakland Community College will be ready to have more events like this. So on behalf of Chancellor Provenzano, President Sawyer, and myself, thank you for attending.